What's up everybody, Tony here with High Tech Check, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Apple Watch Series 7. Now I have a couple different versions here. I have the 45mm in the Midnight Aluminum, and I also have the 41mm in the Starlight Aluminum. We're going to go ahead and take a look at both of these. We're going to do a comparison to the older Apple Watch Series 5 and Series 6, kind of see what's different between the two. Now, the two main differences between the 7 series and the other series are basically going to be the tougher screen and the type of OLED screen that's underneath the glass. So I'm pretty interested to see what the size difference looks like and how the display is going to differ. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm also going to be testing out if the older Series 6 44mm bands work with the brand new Series 7, because that's probably something you're going to want to know. I'm definitely going to want to know, because if you have a whole bunch of bands that you really like, you'd want them to work with the newer watch. So we're also going to test that out as well. Alright, so first up is the 45mm Midnight Aluminum. Now I really have to hand it to Apple's packaging. It is by far the best packaging I've ever seen on pretty much any device. Very intuitive, very easy to open up. You really don't need to use any scissors, anything like that. It just kind of opens up very nice and neat to this beautiful presentation. Here we have our watch and the band underneath. So I went ahead and opted for the fabric band. I usually go with the silicone, but I wanted something different this year. So I'll go ahead and open this up, see what that looks like. And there is the band. Very cool. I'll go ahead and take that out. So I will tell you right off the bat, this is the very first time I've touched these fabric bands, and I really have to say that they feel kind of cheap, even for Apple. It's got these little Velcro strips on the bottom here that just kind of Velcro to the band itself. It does feel like it has the metal ends here, but the fabric itself feels like Amazon quality to me, which is not saying much, but this is what you get. Alright, so here is our watch. I went ahead and got the GPS Wi-Fi version only. Here's some paperwork. Here's our charging cable. It is USB Type-C this year, which is pretty nice. So I will go ahead and correct myself. The Series 7 does actually quick charge faster than the older series do. So this is the Midnight. It does look pretty black. It looked kind of like it had like a bluish tinge on the website when I was actually ordering it. As you can see, the 45mm. There's the backing of it. Looks just like all the other ones. And as you can see, that midnight color. Very cool, very nice. So you can see it already kind of started up. Okay, so here we have the 5, the 6, and the 7 all together. There really doesn't seem like there's a huge difference in size. It is a little bit noticeable here, but it's not drastic. So if you're concerned about whether or not you should get the 44 or the 45, I would just get the new model and get the 7. It's just ever so slightly bigger. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the size differences. They pretty much look exactly the same. As far as the glass goes, I can't really tell a huge difference here. Kind of looks like they both come up pretty much exactly the same. I mean, they were talking about the glass coming up a little more. It may just ever so slightly come up a little more than the Series 6, but it's so minute you really can't even tell a difference. But you can tell a difference in the color. Now the Series 7 does kind of seem like it has a blue tinge on the camera, but it is so slight you might not even be able to see it, but it definitely does look like a different color from the Series 6. So this is my solo band from my Series 6. It is a 44mm band. Let's go and see what happens when we put it on the Series 7. It fits absolutely the same. There, as you can see, it says 44mm, but the watch itself is 45, and it fits absolutely perfect. So if you're concerned about whether or not your old bands will fit on this 45mm Series 7, just know that you won't have any issues whatsoever. All right, now here I have the 41mm Starlight. This one is slightly smaller. It has a really nice silver look to it. It's kind of like off silver, but the color is really nice. And this is the band that came with the Series 7 41mm. Looks really cool. And I'll show you the two side by side here so you can see the size differences. 45 is definitely bigger, but they look really nice. And again, this is the Starlight. These two colors I think go really well together. Okay, so this is the first fabric band that I've ever had on my Apple Watch. So I'm curious to kind of see how well this works out. So we'll go ahead and put it on our watch. Fits on there pretty good. As you can see, it won't come off. It's got that little stopper on there. So go ahead and just put that on our wrist. Just pull up this little stopper here, and then it velcros onto your arm like that. So it doesn't look too bad. It feels pretty comfortable. It will probably get really dirty depending on how much you wear this, but I'm sure that you probably could, wash this by hand or something. Looks pretty cool. Again, it feels cheap, especially by Apple standards. But now if you want to go ahead and pair up your phone, as you can see, it wants you to bring your phone to the left side of the watch. So we'll go ahead and bring that over here. We'll open up the phone. And as you can see, it pops up Apple Watch. Its pairing is just that easy. So we'll go ahead and go continue. Okay. Set it up myself. You want to position your camera over this. Okay, your Apple Watch is paired. Apple makes it super simple for you to go ahead and set up. We'll go ahead and restore from a backup. Let's see, 44mm. All right, so we'll go ahead and restore that. It also makes it nice so you can easily set up your watch the way that your old watch was. All right, so we're all done being set up here. It's put on the face that I had synced up on my old watch. As you can see, the passcode is really nice and big. Very nice haptic feedback. Touch is very nice, works really well. Go ahead and look at some of the faces here. Got the Mickey Mouse, extra large, Pride Digital. Let's see what else we got. The Artist, Astronomy, Breathe, California, Chronograph, Chronograph Pro, Color, Contour. I think that's especially made for the 7. Okay, there it is, Contour. So we'll go ahead and add that. Style, Rounded, Regular. I don't see any difference in rounded and regular. Like, am I missing something? So we'll just go with the rounded. Dial color, black or white. Stick with black. We have different colors here. Let's try this one. Looks pretty cool. Complications you can change. Let's see if we can see it from the side a little bit. You actually can see it ever so slightly. You can't really see it. You can see it just barely around that edge there. You can see the orange kind of right there. Okay, so now I'm really curious. I want to kind of do a speed test. I want to see how much faster the Series 7 is from the 5 and the 6. So we're going to go ahead and try to start these up as fast as I can, and we'll see what the difference is. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I pressed them all at the same time now, so we'll go ahead and get a better idea of which one's going to come in and where. So this is the 5, the 6, and the 7. So, very interesting. The 6 came in first place, then the 7, and then the 5. What does that really mean? I mean, it seems like that the 7 should be faster than the 6, but that's not the case, which is kind of interesting. So here we have the two passcodes. They kind of look almost the same, but as you can see, the passcode on the 7 kind of comes down to the bottom a little more. So there's more area for the panel to display things, which is always nice. I'll always take a bigger display. But as far as the quality, I mean, they kind of look the same. The 7 might look a little bit better, but not by much. And then the 5 looks like the 6 and almost the 7. So screen quality, I would say there's not a huge difference. They're pretty much the same. So if you're worried about screen quality, you're going to get good quality no matter which Apple Watch you pick out of the 5, 6, or 7. So here's my titanium band that I was using on my 6. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my 7 here. So there we have the 7. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my wrist. It looks pretty nice. I think it looks pretty good. I don't think it looks too big at all. I think it looks just fine. And I thought that the 6 looks just fine as well. Let's go back to my original one here. Actually, let's go to the Mickey Mouse one. I like the way that looks. Alright, so let's go ahead and test out the call quality. I love how everything is nice and big here.
T-Mobile. Hi, Anthony. So tell me, how can I help you today?
I'm just testing out my watch.
Just to be sure, do you have questions about Apple devices or services?
So the speaker is probably on par with the other Apple Watches. It's not super loud. I'm here in my studio, and the only noise is from my air conditioner. But if you're in a louder environment, it's going to be kind of hard to hear. So the speaker has not gotten any better. It's pretty much on par with what it was before. Let's go ahead and check out the dictation. There's the little keyboard. Let's see how good the swipe goes. Not too bad. Go ahead and send that. So the keyboard works pretty well. Let's go ahead and see. That's incredible because my finger fits pretty much over almost the whole keyboard, but yet it knows what I want to type. So that works pretty good. Let's go ahead and test out the microphone. I miss you. That is so cool. Works really well. I'm pretty impressed with this keyboard. That's pretty interesting. Like, you wouldn't think that it would work as well as it does, but it seems to work pretty good. So voice works really well as usual. Keyboard works pretty good as well. Everything looks definitely bigger than it did on the 6 and the 5. So very nice. I like how everything comes to almost the edge here. You can see everything very well, much better than you could before, which is really cool. So very cool. Again, like I said, if you guys have other watch bands that you've been using for the 5 and the 6, just know that they are going to work with the brand new 7. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely make sure you do, because I'm going to be making a video on all of the best and worst watch bands and cases for the brand new 7. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that like button if you like my video. So that's pretty much it. That was just a quick kind of overview of some of the different things that you can do with the watch and comparison between the older Apple Watches. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell to let you guys know when I put out new videos. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.